Sorry, I'm sitting on my meditative pillow doing my thing. Okay, so what I see here for the month of November is things look to be a little bit standoffish. And what I mean by that is it's a bit complex. I feel like there's a deep reflection going on for you this month. There's a lot of mental pressure, and I feel like an eventual release of what you've been hanging on to. But I feel like you've really been dealing with a lot over this last little while here, Leo. So, how I read the cards is the main cards out, of course, are the Hanged Man. This would be the major arcana. Most of the cards there that I see are minor arcana, but the major arcana would be Hanged Man and the Moon. So there's a lot of, and below card, which is the bottom of the deck, is also Nine of Swords, with a lot of concern that you are really working with. And again, this is for those that it resonates for. It may not be everybody's story. It is a general read. So we'll just dive right in. I'll do a summary at the end. The overall tone, like I said, is one of uncertainty and feeling like you're suspended in some way. So I feel like you might be a little bit moody in this month. There might be a lot of highs and lows. It feels like something's not moving as fast as you want it to be. The purpose isn't for punishing you, but it's more to make you pause so that you get that deliberate question of, what are my motives? What can I release control of to develop a new perspective? In terms of your finances, though, I would say that there is a level of really hanging on to or clinging to, things. You're hanging on to things too tightly right now in terms of your fear of loss monetarily, as well as a certain rigidity. And I feel like even with your emotions, you're kind of standoffish because you're trying to change your perspective or look at things differently. But I feel like you're going through some period of reevaluation. And I say that also because, and it seems to be around money or finances, stability, something to do with family or the foundation. But the Ten of Pentacles was in reverse. Next to that is the Five of Wands. So to me, there is a struggle going on there, for sure. I do feel like, again, you're reevaluating your long-term security, or family, or legacy, and how things right now seem like there's a certain instability going on. And like I said, I feel like there could be delays here as well, but I feel like you are, there's possible deception or something that's going on around you as well, and that's incoming. It feels like mental, you know, just a need to double things, anything that you're signing or investing in. You don't want to be too hasty, because this looks like a quick, hasty decision or something that you want to make. But I would say step back from that, because your advice is really to conserve your resources early in the month. Don't let your fear block you or block necessary movement, but at the same time, expect a financial truth or something to come up that you weren't really expecting. So that's why I would say avoid anything impulsive, for as far as, a quick get rich quick scheme or something like that, or impulsive spending. So something like that just needs to be considered. As far as relationships go, I feel like you're still in that same sort of mode of, limbo or holding back, because the Hanged Man, and dealing with the Moon is sort of around your identity. It feels like you're being asked to see things differently as well, but I feel like your inner filter is one of, you fear losing control or being unseen. It's pushing you to act before you're really ready, and I feel like that's going to create some kind of resistance around you. So there is something about, yes, surrender to the stillness, stop chasing the certainty, until things become clear. Follow your intuition on this one a little bit, so you'll get those, the signs and the synchronicities or the dreams or whatever that is for you that'll come through to help you to figure out what your next step is. So don't jump blindly into something. I do feel like your obstacle this month is that you're clinging to control. Because we've got the Four of Pentacles as well as the Five of Wands, so you really need to shift that part of your thinking. So again, you need to let go of any fixed outcomes. This is how it should be. This is how it should look. There's some kind of a miscommunication, I would say, especially with that Seven of Swords and the Knight of Swords, where the information, comes in very fast, but then you want to verify those facts. Just because you heard something doesn't mean it's actually true. So there's like an emotional fog that's fatiguing you a little bit. It's something that's going on in your head. You're quite worried about it. Maybe it's gossip, something like that. But you need to kind of rest and ground yourself in this period, is what I would say. I feel like family or financial pressures maybe feel responsible, or maybe you feel responsible for that element or aspect. But there's something here about, that your gain is going to be more along the lines of completing something and understanding something, because the World card is here. You're in that final cycle, and you're in a period now where you need to step back and rest. So it feels like you're getting clear about something once that cycle sort of shows you that it's completed, and then there's like this fresh sort of idea or something that comes forward probably by late November. But there's a certain level of self-discipline that, with that Five of Wands, that you're going to use in a positive way, and because of that Ten of Pentacles energy. But it feels like you're going to turn the conflict into something that's motivation. That's what I would say with that combination. So it's peace that comes through a pause with the Four Words. But again, there's a deeper intuition, a gift, learning to read between or the lines, so to speak, and to see beneath appearances. That's your gift for this month with the Moon card. So I would say, again, month of November, there's a level of confusion, stalling, holding tightly to things. So your advice is really observe, don't rush in, save your resources. And then mid-month, there's something of a sudden conversation or something that is a bit of a discovery, and whether it's true or untrue, this is where you need to verify the facts, and not be impulsive. But by late month, I feel like there's a resolution, and then you can rest, and because you're changing your perspective, and so that's where you start to accept some kind of closure, and then you begin to design a whole new way of dealing with the next stages or next steps of something. So your obstacles this month are that you're confused, and there's a rigidity and a hanging on, there's tension, there's fear of instability. Your gains is through your wisdom, through patience, and again, you'll see the truth. It'll be revealed because you have stronger intuition this month, and there is some kind of emotional peace that will benefit you because of that. And then we also have, in terms of the relationships, more honesty and space, healing conflicts, but your monetary aspects really are slowly expanding, but just conserve things for the moment. And I would say the advice is release because your insight is going to replace that anxiety. So I feel like the core lesson is, that the strength really comes in when you're still. It's not a roar, it's a breath, something like that. So I feel like that reflective pause is going to be important for you. Sorry, I was just going to say hi to who had come in here, and thanks guys for joining. Hi, Rad. Hi, Henry. Okay, appreciate that. How do you know what age I am? Rad? Anyway, you don't really know. So, anyway, till next time, guys. Let's keep forward, never give up, and it's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be.